No. Thank you. That was very beautiful to be able to hear. And thank you very much to everybody who's stuck it out in this open mic. And I would like to say I try to photograph group photos, and I try to get John, and and the dog. And I just want you to know, Tom, I am not trying to photograph the cat because half the time it's not there. It's like Schrodinger's cat. Is the cat there? Is it not there? I don't know. So I'm afraid I'm not going to try to get a photo of the cat.
Oh, please try.
Somebody else grab a shot of the Zoom pictures while the cat is here, because I've got the camera you're using right now is for me.
Okay,
So somebody else take a shot, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna read some stuff in the last. Hello, kitten caboodle. Sorry. I was going to read, because I read things from CC&D in 2 rounds and Down in the Dirt's most recent issue in 1 round, I figured I'd read for the last piece a couple of pieces that appear in the Down in the Dirt September to December 2022 issue collection book that is titled The Paths Less Traveled. Haha, The Paths Less Traveled. I think this is in South America somewhere. It's a path, and for us Northerners, it's less traveled, I suppose. Anywho, never mind. But I was going to share with you a couple of periodic table poems, so I'm going to have to show off this book at the same time, the periodic table poetry. These are not Twitter-length ones, but they're both short. So they're going to share those, and then I might try to throw in a women's issues one for you in this book as well. This first one is called Sodium. It's funny that something so common on this earth, the 6th most abundant element, something so common that is usually found mixed with the ocean water, it's funny that something so common on this earth was actually used as currency, given to ancient Roman soldiers in addition to their wages. The English word for it was even derived from salary, derived from salarium, for the wafers of payment. In medieval times, sodanum was used to relieve headaches, and the element name is probably derived from the Arabic suda for headache. It is in the soaps we make, and we add it to the food that we eat. It even has been used in making and bleaching paper. It's in water softeners. It's even used in compounds for industrial cleaners, or even as a tissue dissolving agent. It's funny how we have it in kosher, iodized, and rock farms in our kitchen. So I guess it's fitting that this silver white element, which does not occur in nature but is derived from its compounds, it's amazing that this abundant element has been used in so many ways, from creating soaps to industrial cleaners to even dissolving tissue to even flavoring our food. In us animals, sodium was even needed for nerve impulses generated in our cell membranes. So yeah, it makes sense that if sodium's so needed and sodium's so abundant, that we'd use it in as many compounds as we possibly could to make our lives better. Sodium, little one, sodium. Then I've got a shorter one, and I don't think I have a photo for it, and it's for neon. Neon. Walk to the entrance of the now closed dance clubs I used to go to every weekend. You see, I'd get the free weekly newspaper with coupons for free admission for the girls before midnight. So now I go to the Vortex, look for shelter, and I only see broken neon signs. It reminds me that neon is common in this universe, but rare on Earth. And the only way we can get neon is by liquefying our air, then actually distilling the neon out. So I guess it's fitting, seeing the broken neon signs for the once popular dance clubs, knowing that all I can do now, everywhere I go, is just breathe the neon in. Short one for neon. As I said, that one was in The Paths Less Traveled from Down in the Dirt magazine, and it's also in the periodic table poetry. I've got 5 minutes, so I'm going to read one more from this book for you. And because I feel remiss that I haven't been doing women's issues poems, I'm sorry, Susan, I haven't been doing periodic table poems. I'm going to have to pull up something from Shattering the Glass Ceiling, as well as his book in both of them. Both. Check this out. This is a poem that is actually also translated into Spanish. So if you want to read it in Spanish, it's in both of these books as well. This is the last poem I'm going to read for you guys, and it is called Diane, talking about her trip to Mexico City. So I decided to take a trip to Mexico City. I decided that this was going to be the trip I take by myself. This is going to be the trip where I reclaim my independence. This is going to be the trip where I venture out, take on the world, all without the help of a traveling companion of a man. So I went there, and really, it wasn't as frightening as I thought it would be. I needed to learn more of the language, but otherwise I got along just fine. Oh, and I got lost once, and the men in cars kept offering to give me rides. Hey, baby, you want your own private taxi? And I'd have to move away from them, but one guy told me which bus I wanted, so I was fine. But the man that ran the hotel thought it wasn't safe for me, and he asked me if my parents loved me, if my family loved me, if anyone loved me, anyone at all, because if anyone did, why would they let me go on this trip alone? And then as I was touring, I went to an old church where there was a saint, and they're considered a saint because their body doesn't decompose. It's not like religion in America, because they had to put this saint's body in a glass case because all the people who came to see him would pick off a part of his face as a souvenir. And then, as I was touring, I went to a nunnery, a place where supposedly all the bad young girls were sent to live out the remainder of their days. And they showed me around on the tour, and they said, here are the crosses that the young women had to carry when they walked around in circles in the courtyard. And these, over here, these are the crowns of thorns the women wore. And I looked at the crosses, the crowns, and there was still blood on them. This is how things were, I guess. And they looked at me as strange because I wanted to take a trip alone. No one in Mexico City understood why I'd want to do this here. No one understood why I wanted to be alone. Here is my women's issues book, the poem that is not only in the book, Down the Dirt book, The Paths Less Traveled, I have to say it for the people, hello, that are watching the live feed that are from the September to December 2022 issue collection book. It's also in the Cyber Wit book, Shattering the Glass Ceiling. That was your one woman's issue book, that poem that you're getting for this reading. And that closes out our open mic. I hope that everybody who is in the Zoom meeting looks at,